And Gotti, Bourbon Street is just reopened. It's a street where so many people, myself included, have really fond memories. How are people responding there?
Yeah, Bourbon Street is reopened, and right now, in the last 5 minutes or so, Canal Street next to Bourbon Street has reopened. I want to show you, this is where that truck came through, but you can see you've got a Bearcat, you've got the Department of Homeland Security staging some special operators over there. Then you've got some more traditional police forces down the way. This street is now blocked off by this massive truck. And then again, this is where the truck popped up on the curve and made it through. There's a little bit of a memorial right here. People are leaving beads and flowers for some of the victims. But right here, these are the barriers that they've put in. These barriers are temporary barriers. They were put in just a little while ago to prevent any type of vehicle from getting up there. There's also this removable barrier, a wedge barrier. They said that they didn't have those barriers in place because they sometimes would have mechanical problems and they wouldn't be able to get them down in time if an ambulance needed to come in here. So the wedge barriers, they talked about during some of these press conferences, but the idea of bollards. This used to be a place where bollards would go up. If you've been here at night, you know Bourbon Street closes down to cars, and it becomes, you know, the party central of the Big Easy. This is such an important part of New Orleans. Like the community here is really the driving force behind so much of the tourism, and tourism is really what puts New Orleans on the map. I mean, this is a place where we've heard over and over again from some of the city leaders, we've reinvented hospitality, and you see it when you walk down the street here. But the bollards used to be in place, apparently because of Mardi Gras beads. They would get jammed in there, and it became very problematic to put them in, take them out, put them in, take them out. At least that's what officials were saying. That's one of the reasons why they didn't have those bollards in place. All of that, obviously, now is going to be taken under consideration going forward. There is talk about the possibility of just shutting down Bourbon Street, only opening it to pedestrians going forward. But again, all of that stuff is still pretty preliminary. But I want to show you, this is the first street where we're crossing. It's 3 streets down that truck made it down. So all the way down here, this is where, unfortunately, through the viewing of a lot of the videos that we've seen, some of them that we can't even show you because they're too graphic, the most of the fatalities happened here in between this street and between that street. At that point, the crowds seemed to have seen that there was a commotion coming down, and they were able to part. And so many miraculous moments of people jumping out of the way as that truck barreled down. Finally, that truck about 2 streets down, coming to a stop, and that's when the driver, the terrorist, emerged, and you had officers just running down as fast as they could, trying to get to that truck. Finally pulling up, they opened fire. The terrorist was killed right there. And then the other thing that I don't think people understand about how chaotic the situation was. Again, it was 3:15 in the morning. There were hundreds, thousands of people out here, but so many of them were in the bars and the clubs. And so they hear this commotion. They all try to rush outside, and the police push them back in. And so there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are stuck inside of clubs. The music is still playing. People know that there is this horrible tragedy that is outside, and yet they're unable to leave. They're stuck in this purgatory of just insanity inside with this music playing, terrified that something else might happen. And then finally they are allowed to be released once the scene was deemed clear. So just an absolute chaotic moment here on Bourbon Street. However, today is all about the New Orleans resilience that we see on display. A little bit earlier, there was this very moving procession. Some of the native-born sons of New Orleans, of musicians that have played and grew up here in the French Quarter, came out with their trumpets and with their horns, and they walked down with some clergy all the way down the street, almost blessing Bourbon Street, playing that music. One of them told me, you know, Louis Armstrong, to quote Louis Armstrong, music is the great healer. And to hear that sound once again here on Bourbon Street, it definitely sent shivers down your spine. And that is how this community wants to move on. They want to mourn the loss of the lives that were taken here on this street. And they know that the way to do that is to move forward as quickly as possible so that the terror doesn't win. Yamiche?
Yeah. And you think about New Orleans, a city that had to rebuild after Katrina, a city that had so many other issues when it comes to violence, when it comes to poverty, to see Bourbon Street reopening just this quickly and to see the resilience on display, as you said. This is a city, having been there a number of times, I can say people there really understand how to pick up and how to both mourn and show people grace and to definitely mark a sad moment, but how to also move on and push forward. So thank you so much, Gadi Schwartz, for that really incredible report walking down Bourbon Street as it reopens.